Doing all of it. I mean, you definitely hit something that, like, once I do something, I do like to try and do something completely different. But I also like to take on things that are challenging, that I'm scared that I can't do it. You know what I mean? That
There's a crocodile in the house!
Oh, hello. You must be the new tenants. Hector P. Valenti at your service. I see you've met my crocodile. He's an extraordinary talent. His name is Lyle.
What's up, Jim?
Hey, Scoot, how's it going? I
Good,
feel
man.
like,
How are you? I love your room. I love your decor.
hey, I mean, I'm still past due on Halloween, so I guess the Christmas tree's got to come up soon, you know. And
I know, right?
but for now, this is the last hurrah. This interview is going to be the last hurrah for the Halloween stuff. You know, here's a funny thing. Like, I feel like there's two Scoots. Like the one we see in Lyle, like the clean shaven, you know he's gonna be a nice guy. When I see some facial hair and a mustache, I know you're up to like trouble or you're catching bad guys. Is this just something I caught on to, or am I completely off here?
I don't know. Maybe that's poignant, like within my own personal life. You know what I mean? Well, I'm up to no good when my facial hair is grown out. When I'm shaving, I'm trying to keep it all good and clean. No, I don't know. I mean, this was a fun one to sort of, separate myself from some of the dramas and stuff that I've been so fortunate to do. Um, I don't know that, Mr. Prem would have been as what's the word?
We're not gonna see him in Argo, you know, or anything like that.
Yeah. More as inviting as he would be with facial hair. But look, hey, look, I'm just happy to be working. You want me to grow a beard or shave my face or whatever. I'm just stoked to be a part of the project.
Whatever it takes. And it's interesting because I guess at least release wise, I don't know if you film them, Blonde and Luckiest Girl Alive are like two very serious movies, and then you have Lyle coming out. Do you like to move on to something after doing maybe some serious stuff to something more family friendly or uplifting in that sense too, instead of maybe being just stuck in like the dark, the darkness or the dark themes?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's more of like, sort of chasing the writing. I
Uh-huh.
like doing all of it. I mean, you definitely hit something that, like, once I do something, I do like to try and do something completely different. But I also like to take on things that are challenging, that I'm scared that I can't do it. You know what I mean? That there's a part of that makes it really exciting for me too. That of taking on a job that I'm scared I'm not going to be able to accomplish, and then slowly over time, not to say that I do accomplish it all the time, but slowly over time, that whole process of trying to take on something that you didn't think that you could do.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's interesting because you have kids too, and I'm sure they're probably more hyped up for something like this, maybe, something versus the more serious content. Do you feel like your kids might be critics of yours too, in certain things you do, or hope you do certain things?
Well, luckily, the only thing the kids can really critique me on would be Lyle Crocodile, because there's
Right.
nothing else that I've done in the last decade that I think that I would show them. So yeah, that was a huge, I mean, it was a euphoric moment
Mm-hmm.
as a father, just to have the trailer running on the television and the kids screaming, as well as able to take them to set for the first time and show them what I'm doing, and then took them to the premiere and let them see the movie. And the whole, 4-week experience of all that was just, Dad was king for a very short time.
There
And
you go.
then he went back to just being something that people throw things at and yell at, and no,
Hey, mission
my kids are
accomplished
great.
there. You won the
Yeah,
kids over for at least a certain amount of time. Uh,
yeah.
Josh Gordon and Will Speck, man, those guys are comedic geniuses. I mean, I love their stuff previously. Office Christmas Party, Wild Movie. Did you know, like, how much of their outtakes do we get in like a Blu-ray version that we don't see on screen? Because just knowing these guys and talking to them, I know there's got to be wild, funny moments offset that the cameras, didn't show us in the final cut.
There are, I think there's some of
Okay.
those, but to be honest with you, those guys are meticulously specific.
Interesting.
And there's this freedom, that I think maybe it was more so on their other films, but there's this freedom that it looks like it's very free and free flowing, but I in the process of shooting it, no, I feel like they were very, very, very specific about every little bitty tiny detail.
Wow.
And I had worked with them before, 15 years ago when they were doing commercials and I was doing commercials. So the commercials that they had cast me in were comedic spots. And so it was really only them, the only people I knew that would actually cast me in a comedy, because I couldn't get arrested for a comedy for 10 years. So I'm incredibly grateful to them for taking that leap and getting behind me. But I mean, yeah, the guys are incredibly talented. But I will say this too, they're incredibly hard workers. So, all that talent isn't all luck. They put in so much work and effort into their professions and what they do, and they're really, really good at it.
Finally, got to leave you with a quick fun one. Lyle gets welcomed into this house. What's the craziest things your kids have brought into the house, or you think could bring into the house that you would allow?
I mean, my kids ride their bikes in the house, their rollerblades in the house. The only rule in this, well, there's a lot of rules in this house, but the one main rule is no balls in the house, because they kick them and they knock over lamps and pictures off the wall. But like, if it stays on the ground and has wheels, go for it.
Hey, it's better than having a crocodile knocking stuff around, right? So there you go.
Exactly.
Hey, so much fun talking to you, Scoot. I'm glad to finally catch up with you. Been a long time fan, and fire up that awesome thing you have behind you. It's Christmas time almost, so there you go. That fireplace is gonna go to work.
Oh yeah. Hey Jim, thank you so much for taking the time, man. It was really nice to speak with you as well, and thanks for being a fan.
Hey, absolutely. Hope to talk to you soon on the next one.
All right, take care, man.
Bye-bye.